we're going to be talking about Magic Oil Change. It's the newest magic oil product out from Pallmann, and it's moved from where it started with the Magic Oil Original, the Spa, the Ergo, and now we're on to Change. So what Change is, it's a more eco-friendly product to put on floors. Now most of them are obviously solvent free, so is this product, but this is a hemp-based product. So it saves around about 70% of CO2 emissions, and it is grown locally to the Pallmann headquarters in Germany, so it's helping out local businesses, local hemp farmers, and it's just an all-round great product for the environment. So when we've come from the Magic Oil Originals, the Ergos, which are great products, they work really well, we're now moving into the eco-friendly version where we're going to be saving the environment one step at a time. 70% CO2 emissions reduced from the way they make this compared to the others. The product works very similar to Magic Oil Original, so when you apply it to the floor you have the same sheen level as Magic Oil Original. It also needs to be troweled on. There's a few things you can't do with this product. What you can't do is mix the colour concentrate with it the same way you would do Magic Oil Ergo and the 333 colour concentrates. And you can't use the Ergo applicator with it, you just need to simply trowel it on, and then simple the way you would original, brown pad it and then white pad it off. And they highly recommend that all floors are filled with using this product with something like the Pallix filler, and also they need to be water popped. And we've got another video about the benefits of the water popping, but in the specs sheet for this product it says the floor needs to be water popped. So let's apply this to this floor and see what it looks like. We're going to water pop this wooden floor here, apply a finish, Magic Oil Change 1K, it comes in a 2K as well. So now while that water's drying, we're going to leave it for around about 30 minutes for it to dry, and then it's going to be ready for finishing. So there's loads of benefits for water popping wooden floors. So you use it when you're oiling a floor, and what it's going to be doing is when you're doing the final sand and you've closed up the pores of the wood, what the water's going to do is it's going to absorb it and it's going to open up the fibres. One of the benefits of that is that more oil can get further in and penetrate into the wood, adding more protection. Also what it can do is it enhances the colour a hell of a lot more, so it will actually darken the tone of the wood when you're putting the oil in, which we'll show you when we go back to the floor. It also prevents bleed back from the joints, so when you have it wicking back as you're doing through the buffing process, this reduces the chance of that happening. So when it's opening the fibres in the wood, what it's actually doing is it can remove abrasive marks. So when you have a small scratches in the floor, we're going to use the word abrasive because scratching is probably the wrong word to use, but what it does is it softens that, so it will open up the fibres of the wood, and then as the water starts to evaporate it will slowly close, just softening the tone of that abrasive. So now we've waited half an hour and the floor is dry. So what you'd usually apply the finish with is a Pallmann trowel. So you trowel it on the floor, you'd wait around about 30 minutes, you'd brown pad it to make sure you've got oil everywhere, and just evenly distribute it on the floor. You wait for another 30 minutes and then you'd white pad it. Because I've only got a small little area here, I'm not going to use the trowel. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to buff it in with a red pad, the inside of a red pad, and I'm going to buff it off with a white pad. So just to confirm that you'd usually trowel it on, then brown pad it, and then white pad it. Okay, so we're going to put the Magic Oil 1K Change on now. Run over here, and it's quite rough from the grain raise, which is when you put an oil on a floor is what you want. That's the sort of finish you want, is the grain raise. So let's apply the oil on. Now we're looking at the floor. Brilliant product to use, moves over the floor nicely, great sheen level, same as Magic Oil Original. It's bringing out the texture in the floor, bringing out the tannins, the colours, works beautifully on oak. So now I can safely say that we've tried and tested Magic Oil 1K Change. Comes in a 2K version as well.